Where's that stupid live thing so I can...
Okay.
Where it says you're live and then I started hearing myself. Like a stupid idiot. You're so stupid. Oh my god, you're so stupid. It's not popping up. Maybe no one's hearing it. And I'm just a figment of my own imagination.
A lemony nerd.
It says broadcasting.
Where do you find your list for weekly comics? The lemony nerd might be the answer.
I'm confused.
This is he hears us. Are you broadcasting?
It says it's off air. Leave page, stay on page. Let's leave page. And then loading. Loading. You're so stupid. What? No, gotcha.
Ow. Burn. I think we are live, actually.
What? Yeah, I know it's live.
Oh, that's what I was asking.
But we're gonna play a song first. But I wanted to make sure people could hear it. Because people...
So when I asked, are we live, and you said no.
Well, I didn't know. Can I play the song?
So you didn't mean no, you meant you didn't know.
Shh. Can I play it?
Go ahead for the
Thanks.
people.
A little intermission music. Oh, we get settled in really quick. Bear with us, true believers.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We have survived the vicious and savage attack of the cedar trees to come to bring you this podcast. As per usual, this is Prometheus.
Zagamemnon.
And as you can see,
we're sick to the bone.
The cedar is still...
What's that movie? That Shyamalan movie? With Mark
Wahlberg?
Wahlberg?
The Happening?
Yeah, The Happening.
I never actually saw it.
It's like that.
It was a good guess
The
on my
trees.
part. Hashtag self-props.
They're alive.
Were the trees attacking everybody with cedar pollination?
Some kind of pollen. I don't remember. Even for a Zooey Deschanel movie, I didn't watch it.
You mean Katy Perry? I thought they were made in the same factory.
No.
Oh, they weren't clones.
They're proportionally different, I would say.
Oh, but anyway, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
So, as we've announced, later on in the show, we will let you know how you can win a free copy of the Dark Knight trilogy, and obviously, we're gonna string you along before you let you know exactly how. But we'll get to it after a couple of topics here. Yes, M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong. That is correct, Kelly. Yeah, listening, we have Kelly Nova, one of our awesome guests, also friend of the show, Luis, contributor, and also friend of the show. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. Expect to see April Ethereal also tuning in at some point, as she said that she would. and we'll see how that goes.
People say things.
Yeah. So we'll start off with what I kind of see as the biggest news of the week. Well, in my opinion, which is what you guys are here to listen to. So basically, Michael Douglas has been tapped to play Ant-Man.
Yeah,
well,
that
Hank
old
Pym.
guy with the wrinkly balls from Romancing the Stone.
The guy in the guy who he was in Wall Street, right?
Wall Street,
Journal?
and then the drab sequel, Wall Street Money Never Sleeps, with Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, good old Shia LaBeouf, but we'll get to that later.
Or the guy known as Catherine Zeta-Jones' old husband.
Oh, like in real life?
Yeah, in real life.
Wow. Sounds wrinkly.
Yeah, he's like 60. Dude, his dad's still alive. He's like pushing 100.
Wow.
He was in what was that damn movie called? It's freaking Romans and shit. And they're gladiators.
The Roman thing where they're gladiators, Spartacus?
I think, yeah, the original.
Oh, okay.
Like the old movie.
I am Spartacus.
Yeah, that was his dad.
Ah. Like his dad was Spartacus?
His dad was Kirk Douglas.
Oh, okay.
Was it Spartacus? Yeah,
I
that
don't
had
know.
to be.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, that one. I'm usually really good. I know the movie. It exists. It's a thing.
So Kelly Nova says, this really confuses me, the whole Ant-Man thing. Well, we'll clarify that as best as we can. And Luis says, oral sex gave him cancer. So.
Oh, that's right. It did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think we discussed that on the previous podcast.
Yeah.
I'm still just befuddled by that entire happening.
What is befuddled?
That's how confused I am about it. I don't
feel
even
like
know.
I would step in it like a befuddle of water.
It'll get all over your pants and shoes.
So ignorant.
Okay, so basically Michael Douglas is going to be playing Hank Pym. In the comic books, Hank Pym is Ant-Man. He's the person that invents Ultron.
Pym particles.
Yeah, so he's Ant-Man, Giant Man, Yellow Jacket. And then later on, someone steals his formula, I believe, or his technology, Scott Lang, and he becomes the new Ant-Man, the quote-unquote irredeemable
Ant-Man. He steals his
Ant-Man
suit, yeah.
Yeah, his Ant-Man suit.
No, irredeemable Ant-Man is a different Ant-Man entirely.
Okay.
I think
I'm confused, too.
I think
don't
that
know
was
what the
an
hell's
Asian
going on.
dude, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember. I'm not familiar with the third one. I just know Scott Lang stole it.
Uh-huh.
Or something.
Okay.
Oh, shit, I don't even know now. Damn.
Good thing we have Luis in the chat.
Confoozled.
Okay, but basically, Scott Lang becomes the second Ant-Man, and he's the more lovable, heroic Ant-Man, not the wife-beating Ant-Man, Hank Pym, that no one seems to care about. He's a jackass. So then, basically, they're going to go with that Ant-Man because, they're Marvel, now under DC, and no one wants to see the Ultimates version of Hank Pym.
The funniest thing is, like, the first time I ever read Scott Lang was the last time I read Scott Lang. So like I said, before I discovered Ultimate Central, I had just graduated high school, and, I was, like, bumming around, and, yeah, I know. Graduated by the skin of my teeth. And, funny story, but we'll get to that later. Some other time. I came across, for whatever reason, me and my brother, who's not here today, Bobby Beetle, he's late working.
Yeah, he's working until pretty much tomorrow.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Midnight.
1 o'clock.
Cedar Trees didn't get him. Don't be alarmed. He's alive and breathing.
We had the internet, so that was a thing at that time. And so we went to Marvel.com, and there was like this like bingo list pretty much of like Marvel faces. And like, who's next? Like this whole tagline. I was like, what do you mean who's next?
Yeah.
Who's next for what? And it was like, there was literally like X's, and like some were like blacked out because like people were like incapacitated from whatever event it was. And then I was like reading up on it, and Wikipedia was like barely a thing. It was called Disassembled, and it was written by the up and coming Brian Michael Bendis. And I was like, wow, this is interesting. And like, this dude's dead, and Hawkeye's dead. Like, that was the thing that got me the most. Like, Hawkeye's dead?
Yeah.
What's going on? And so a couple months go by, and the trade is in the stores, and I'm sitting there reading it, and I loved it so much that I bought it. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. But like, the opening sequence is like, I think it was like Janet, the Wasp, and I want to say, I don't know, two other, Black Widow and someone else were talking about like Hawkeye and how he gets down in bed or some shit like that. Some crazy shit. I barely even remember. I still have it. I have to dig up and see if that's true. But I remember they were talking about like how he is in bed or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And then there's like an explosion.
Please.
Yeah, there's like an explosion at the front door of Avengers Mansion. And so Scott Lang, who looked like Rob Liefeld in the picture, just from what I remember, he was like, "What's going on out there?" And he goes out there, and it's like a dead Jack of Hearts. But like he came back, like everybody comes back. He was like, "Jack, what are you doing here?" And I guess he had died in some event like a few months before this event.
Yeah.
And then so he's like saying, he said something to him, and all of a sudden there's just like this huge explosion. And then everybody runs out there and they're like, "Where's Scott?" And they're like, "I think he's like everywhere because he's dead."
Yeah.
That was like the first and last time I had ever heard of him. And then I didn't really know who he was even then until, you know, like years later when they started up Young Avengers, and Cassie was like, "Yeah, Scott Lang was my dad." I was like, "Oh, the dude that blew up!" Yeah, I remember that dude.
I remember reading bits and pieces of him.
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah, and then he barely comes back like last year after they freaking killed off Cassie.
Oh, I see.
Because
she
like
in time
died
for the movie.
She died to bring him back, so when he comes back to life, he literally has her in her arms saying, "No!" Some shit like that.
Is it the same cliche picture where he's holding her in the arms? It's like the same as like the Superman one and the Batman one.
Yeah, something like that. And then Patriot was like, "Screw you guys, quit being superheroes.
I'm taking this star and I'm going home.
Go home. I'm gonna make good grades. Get my bachelor's degree and be an assistant manager at Best Buy."
And that's what always was my dream. But yeah, I was going to say, just going back to the chat, yeah, Louis said Jay is right. I'm referring to your thing about Scott Lang. And Kelly Nova confirmed that Kirk Douglas was indeed Spartacus.
Children's Crusade. That's the one I haven't read. I ended up spoiling it myself, which...
Oh, burn.
I know me and Kelly, we had talked about that.
Self-control, sir. Self-control.
I'm a glutton for spoilers.
But, yeah, so basically, I don't know. Michael Douglas, as far as I know, is a good actor. I never actually seen him act.
He's really good.
But
he was Basic Instinct. That's like the go-to movie. Like if you ever want anything, Michael Douglas or Sharon Stone, like see Basic Instinct.
Yeah,
it was a really good movie for its time, and it holds up well with time.
Yeah, so I'm happy with him being Hank Pym. I think he can lend some gravitas to Hank Pym. I just want to say one thing just about his movie Wall Street, because I saw The Wolf of Wall Street, and the guy that movie is based off of apparently was somewhat influenced by the movie Wall Street, because I guess like the greed and corruption.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for like the next guy where like 20 years later there's going to be a movie about him and he was influenced by Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
And he's just going to be like the even worse than like both of them.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was kind of funny. I was just like, yeah, it's good that it's entertainment, but there are sociopaths that are like, oh, that's a great idea.
So fast forwarding to Kelly Nova wants to know, Paul Rudd is actually playing Scott Lang, the guy who I was explaining dies in the Avengers Disassembled. So I don't know a whole lot about Scott Lang other than he got killed and then he got revived.
Yeah.
And that's been throughout the span of my, return to reading comics since I was like a little kid.
Yeah.
And when I came back, he was dead. He died. I saw that was the first page I read. He was dead. Mm-hmm. And up to this point, like he's alive.
Yeah. So basically, I guess like from my understanding, is basically okay. Yeah. So Michael Douglas is going to play the guy who invents Ant-Man, the Ant-Man suit technology, whatever they're going to have it in the movie. And then I'm assuming Scott Lang is either going to give it to Scott Lang or he's going to take it or whatever. But basically, I'm assuming Paul Rudd's character is going to be Scott Lang and not develop this technology himself, but be like the successor of Michael Douglas's Ant-Man.
Probably take it or something.
Yeah,
and like really snarky, sarcastic Paul Rudd fashion.
Yeah.
Well, it's mine because I took it.
Yeah, I know, right?
What are you going to do?
He's like, but I just placed it on the table and you just picked it up and put the helmet on and said you made it. So yeah.
Yeah, Louis said he's going with Scott stealing it. I agree. I think they're going to play that up, and that's going to be like the whole thing where like he's trying to get it back, and then Scott rises to the occasion to be a hero in some instance or another. Now, what I will say, I was reading on, I think, the Mary Sue and what is the other one? Comics Alliance. A lot of people in the comment section were complaining about, well, I guess this dispels any rumors of, because Rashida Jones was rumored to be playing Janet Van Dyne, a.k.a. the Wasp. And that sounds pretty awesome. But now that they hired a 60-year-old, 70-year-old dude with mouth cancer to be Hank Pym, his counterpart. Stop laughing. You're throwing me off my game. People were thinking like, oh, well, there's no way this young 30-something-year-old could be him, even though he's like married to somebody like 20 years younger than he is.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That just makes that all I can think of sandpaper.
People act like there's no such thing as imagination. It's like, well, I mean, what they could do is just have her be his daughter or something to that effect, you know, twice removed or some shit like that. So she has a different last name, and then she ends up falling for Scott or some shit like that. I don't know. I think there's different ways to plug her in.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, obviously, if they're going to do a different interpretation, she doesn't even have to have any association with Hank Pym.
Yeah.
It could just be with Scott Lang.
Right. And I will also say, a lot of people, like on the Facebook page, there was a group of people that were like, oh, well, how are they going to work in the whole mutant storyline, you know, because Fox owns the X-Men franchise, the whole mutant stuff. I was like, well, my first reasoning was, well, if they're going to be working something with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, I'm sure they can do something with Wasp, you know, if and when they introduce her. They can do something similar. But then I started thinking, okay, well, Ultimate Wasp was the only one that was a mutant. 616 Wasp got her powers from Pym particles.
Yeah.
So she's not a mutant. So if they go with the 616 version, which I'm pretty sure they will, then, you know, she doesn't have to be a mutant. So you don't have to even worry about that whole storyline. It actually works itself perfectly because they introduced the Pym particles, part of the whole suit and everything. Yeah. And, you know, she's like, oh, well, I'm going to steal me some Pym particles. Chug it down with my...
with her latte.
My celery smoothie.
Yeah, Louise says correct. Referring to the Scott Lang theory, he's saying that, especially with Wright saying that he watched the Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes episode with Scott Lang as quote-unquote homework. Yeah. So, sounds like we're on the right track.
Yeah.
I was thinking if they did go with the whole mutant thing, it could be more like Secret of the Ooze, like Quicksilver and like Scarlet Witch are like playing in the backyard, and all of a sudden someone dumps ooze on them, like, oh no, why am I running so fast? And she's like, I can control probabilities.
Saying, radical.
No more mutants. They're like, oh wait, we can't say that.
Yeah.
And they get sued.
And they love pizza for some reason.
Yeah, no, right. They all of a sudden they have various ninja weapons, and they're named after famous painters and sculptors.
Yeah. Pietro and Wanda. I don't know any famous Pietros.
Quicksilver.
Stop it. Anyways.
So yeah, excited about Michael Douglas. That is good casting. Good job, Marvel. In other comic news, for those of you that are, I'm sure everyone listening is familiar with San Diego Comic-Con, but basically everyone knows that it's the biggest comic convention in the country, and it's also the most, ridiculous in the fact that it's exploded from, now there's movies and TV, and some people just don't even want to go because it's so just cumbersome just getting through everything.
Yeah, it's pretty much like the go-to place to, show anything, media related to comic books. Movies.
Yeah, well, the comic books are in title only, practically.
That's the thing though. Is that's where they did their first screening for Wolverine and the Avengers and Iron Man. You know, they go there to show their trailer footage. Months, 6 months before they actually come out with it to the public.
Yeah. So basically, it's apparently it's a huge hassle to even buy tickets to get there. And
I would say that's been the last 3 years, but they're making it even more cumbersome now.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. It's okay, so basically, you could buy a 4-day pass, and it's all right, so if you do manage to get your hands on tickets, you can get them all at once. Now they're well, we're going to sell them one at a time, so good luck making it out for all 4 days.
Yeah.
So people are, stressing out even more. Just it was a hard enough battle to get one to count for 4, and now you have to try and buy 4. So, for someone who would love to go to San Diego Comic-Con, at one point I would like to go. This bums me out because whenever I do have the funds and the time off to go, now I know I have this huge I already have to have 1, money, which is hard to get, 2, time off is hard to get, and then even if I have both of those 2 things in concert, then I still have to struggle to get the tickets.
Yeah.
So. Shame on you, San Diego.
Well, my little theory is this. To me, this is just one step closer to them kind of making this an industry exclusive thing, similar to E3, where it's invite only.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're just progressively making it harder. And I understand there's tons of people that go, hundreds of thousands, and I'm sure the cities complain to some extent, hey, this is way too many people. We don't have. You got to think about law enforcement. Mm-hmm. You got to think about, the fire marshal saying, too many people, and then they start kicking. Because remember at San Antonio, at Alamo City Comic Con, on that Saturday, and this was a couple of months ago, back in November when they did it. On Saturday, there was 2 lines wrapped around the building. Mm-hmm. And the fire marshal showed up, said there was too many people in the building as it was, and VIPs were getting kicked. Like, people were just getting kicked out at random.
Yeah.
And some of these people were VIPs who paid like $300-400 for their packages, Walking Dead package and stuff like that they had there. And they were getting kicked out, and they want their refunds because now it's going to take them hours just to get back in.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of those kind of things to take into account as well. Not just like, you know, hundreds of people crowded around, and then you got to think about that, and then loitering, like. Even at ACL Fest, you know, that one year when, you know, city council kind of dropped the ball and the Zilker Park looked like crap for months.
Yeah.
And they waited till the summer to do anything to fix it, and by then it was like drought season. So they couldn't even use a whole lot of water to begin with.
I do have one solution. PIM particles.
Yeah.
If you shrunk everybody, they could all fit easily, and then
also,
you wouldn't have to worry about it.
On.
Well, no, because everybody would be small.
Yeah.
But it would be a big convention center. Yeah, you wouldn't even need it that big. You could do it in an elevator. Everyone would be tiny. But basically their whole thing is that I don't know if the city's necessarily against it, because apparently they just approved $520 million expansion of the convention center.
Yeah.
So I think they know that there's going to be a huge influx of money. What they're theorizing in Screen Rant is the reason for the change is because they want to get more people in. Because I guess it's like, because it's okay. So let's say like they go on sale at midnight. Everyone buys at once. You know, you can't buy 4 well, maybe you can if you have like set up, but most people can only buy 1 ticket, and it's gonna be like sold out before you can get another one.
Right.
So if you have multiple people doing that, you know, you have more of a variety of people that can be in there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they necessarily would want to make it industry specific, just because. Thanks, Kelly. Yes. What is this? A convention for ants? It has to be at least 2-3 times this big.
Yeah, you gotta understand. This Prometheus is like favorite movie, or one of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Zoolander is definitely up there. I mean, gasoline fight anybody?
Yeah.
R.I.P. fellas. But Louis said, referred to the Alamo City Comic Con fiasco. So the same thing happened to the New York Comic Con the first year they began.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's kind of growing pains. But I don't know. I guess it's one of those things where it's like it irks me because, you know, it would directly affect me if I was able to go. But I see why they're doing it. If they are really just trying to bring in more people, so it's like now you actually, because technically you really have a better opportunity of at least getting 1 ticket.
Yeah.
Allegedly, theoretically on paper. So I can see that, but it does suck, you know, that you might only be able to get a ticket for 1 day and not be able to go the whole
say,
weekend.
Like, your friend gets it for Friday and you get it for Sunday.
Yeah.
And another person gets it for Saturday, and it's like, well, we're all screwed.
And they're like, I was trying to do that to avoid
we're
you guys.
We're not going to go,
yeah.
but just on different days.
Maybe you can just be there at the tail end of 1 day, and if that person's there at the beginning of 1 day, you can just walk past each other with like one tear dripping down. You just hand them all the books you didn't get signed. Take this for me and live for me. Live for me. So I thought that was pretty topical. So 2014, hopefully, I don't know. I would like to go this year. I don't see it necessarily happening, but gonna try. But
I'll definitely say it's going to be a must for me next year, especially once we get our crap together. Because I missed the deadline to put the press stuff in.
Oh, yeah.
Just to throw it out there. Because I took Luis's advice at that and just like tried to put in the application. But you have to do it for every individual, and I didn't meet the deadline. So
need a DNA and fingerprints, retina scans.
Yeah, you need the whole 9. You have to sign up, and then you have to have like credentials. So unless you're already well known,
you already have to have credentials to get credentials.
Yeah.
Damn! If only we didn't.
Which I've heard it's not even that hard to get like press credentials for like Tribeca Film Festival or stuff like that. You know, or whichever one they do out in California.
What if we throw our own
Colorado.
event and it's just like this podcast with like 5 people and we print out press credentials for that event and it shows that we're credentialed press and we're covering yourselves.
Yeah, then we could show our pictures of, hey, look at us.
We have us like superimposed, like pointing towards us. It's like,
you see this Office Max slamming it?
Yeah, right.
I paid $5 for it.
It's like free, so it even still says Office Max on the bottom. It's like the free sample to show you what the lamination looks like. Louis said they also require a urine test. So hopefully we'll study hard for that. And Rachel has joined us now, and she says that we'll need masturbatory press passes.
God.
Yeah, so keep those wrists handy.
I must rush to my masturbatorium.
Must go to my study, where I study things that arouse my interest. But 2 points for anybody that gets that reference.
Yeah.
Except for you.
Oh.
Because you probably already get it.
No. I actually kind of blanked out again.
Well, you get negative 2 points. Okay, well, anyway, another topic that I'm pretty excited about. I wouldn't think... Okay, so this is about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I had already written off Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. after episode 3, and I'm like, I'm done. I don't hate it, but it's mediocre. I could be, I don't know, watching the first season of 24. Which is some exciting and good television, let me tell you. Halfway through season 1, and I'm enjoying it. Okay. I think it's kind of funny, just like as an aside. I enjoy it as a show, but it feels so much like propaganda at the same time.
You think so?
Because there's like a part where they're trying to hack into some email. And he's like, "Don't we need a search warrant?" It's like, "We don't have time for warrants. The president's about to get killed." It's just like, because I just remember watching some like political pundit, and he was talking about how they were trying to like reference 24 as like an argument for why like torture is good. It's like, well, Jack Bauer does it all the time. It's like, yeah, Jack Bauer is also a fictional character. It's like
he's also dealing with mediocre actors.
Yeah. It was like in the context of 24, sure, that's fine because it's a TV show. In real life, it's probably not a good thing to do. You know,
no one set off a baby nuke in the middle of Los Angeles in a really long time, if ever.
In the first episode of season 6, come on, that's a little overkill.
Yeah.
I think it was season 6. But anyway, so Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So basically, I don't know, those of you might be familiar with Bill Paxton. I mean, he was only in Aliens, Terminator 2, Predator 2. Has the best line in Aliens, "Game over, man! Game over!" I mean, come on, he went toe-to-toe with all 3 of those. The Predator, the Aliens, T2, the Governator. So he's going to be in 4 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I guess he's kind of like a rogue agent, cyborg-type thingamajig. I really like this guy. Like, I don't know. To me, like, that was like the best age of sci-fi. It was like, you know, that early 90s-ish, 80s-ish period.
80s,
yeah, and it's like, and this dude was like in all these movies, and then his whole career just kind of just like fizzled out and disappeared, and it makes me sad. Him and the guy that played Hicks, who was also in the first Terminator, you know, it's just
if you remember, Ron Perlman was in the first Alien movie, I believe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know?
Well, he went on to great things.
Like years. He was like better, like, once Hellboy happened, he was, like, in his mid-40s.
Oh, yeah,
you know, he's, like, in his 50s, pushing 60 now during Sons of Anarchy, you know, but he's hitting, like, the prime of his career towards the twilight of his age.
Speaking of, like, the peak of his career, like, I didn't care that much for Pacific Rim, but I loved his character. His character was so much fun. But it's neither here nor there. But, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm just excited. Like, I'm actually going to make an effort to go back and watch it and give the show a second shot because
second shot.
Yeah, second shot, see?
Shot for sugar.
Because Bill Paxton, man, he's Hudson. So I don't know. So anyone that loves Aliens like I do, that was like my favorite movie for the longest time, pre Matrix. So I'm excited. Segueing into more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. news, I was reading this. I didn't read the entire article, so I kind of had a prepared rebuttal. And then they kind of answered my question, but I'm going to pretend like I didn't read that second part. So basically, they're addressing people's criticisms about the show, and they're like, we're definitely a Marvel show. We double checked with them just now, and they told us so. But we're looking at it as a Marvel show. There's always room for improvement on every front, but we think some of the negativity towards our show comes with the fact that it's just that, a TV show being held up to against the Marvel films, which are the biggest, most exciting movies around. Self props hashtag. We're generating more content with a fraction of the budget in the fraction of a time, but each episode still has that Marvel flip book at the top and the expectation that comes with it, which is very high and well earned. So it's just like they're trying to play it off like, well, we don't have the budget to be Captain America. We can't be the Avengers. It's like, that's not the problem with the show. The problem with the show is all your characters suck. Like, except for Coulson. All your characters are like paper thin.
The girl at the bottom of the river looks like she just came out of Ulta.
Yeah. Well, just like all of them look like runway models, and it's just like, I don't know, to me it just feels cheesy.
Yeah.
And it would be one thing if they all looked like that, but they were all like fleshed out, interesting characters, but they're not. They're just like, I feel like I'm just watching like your run-of-the-mill like TV show that you're watching at like 3 a.m. because you can't sleep.
Yeah, like the Terminator show. With with the same, what's her name? my God, Summer Glau.
They were doing the hurricane kick at Street Fighter.
Yeah, Summer Glau. You know that show. It was kind of had like a slow start, but a lot of people loved it, and they, you know, in typical Fox fashion, they cancel it. Firefly, Keen Eddie. Yeah, like these were all really great shows. I mean,
Summer Glau sounds like a fragrance.
It does.
Summer Glau fragrance.
It's like summer gloss.
Yeah.
You ever thought of that dew on the trampoline when you jump on it in the morning? That's Summer Glau.
Sounds nice.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. We need to market that product.
So anyways.
Get your Summer Glau here.
Yeah, but it's like a lot of people's complaints about Agent S.H.I.E.L.D. is just like, yeah, it sucks and it's bland.
Yeah.
It has not, like, people are used to, you know, the millions of dollars that go into the Avengers. Like, no.
That's not the issue.
It's like the first season of Lost was on, like, not even a quarter of that budget, and everybody loved it. The first season, hands down.
24. I don't know how big
24,
that budget is, but
yeah,
it's more
obviously
exciting.
when they have like crappy actors and stuff.
Hey, Kiefer Sutherland is a great actor.
They had that girl from what was that movie with Samuel L. Jackson with the teacher 187?
Oh, that was a great movie.
And that they have that like that Latina chick.
Uh-huh.
And she was
that
just
was
like
her.
Yeah, you remember?
Yeah.
And she
it's what you call a Pyrrhic victory.
Yeah, and she was like in the first episode or two or whatever. They're like whatever episodes Hibiki was watching, and I saw her. I was like, "Hey, that's a chick from 187."
I'm surprised I didn't recognize that.
Like,
that was another one of my favorite movies.
Her acting is so bad. She's like in 187 when she talked to Samuel L. Jackson. She's like, "I'm having these math problems, Mr. Ace." Some shit like that. What's going on, B? I fucked you up, Holmes. Stay away from my child. Stay away from my Nino.
Dude, 187 is badass.
I
highly recommend that movie.
Go watch it.
Huh?
Go watch it.
Yeah, I have it on DVD. Anyone wants to come over and watch 187, you're invited.
Yeah.
But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like, the thing that pissed me off the most was, like, all the movie tie-ins were just supposed to be all exciting, and they have like some device. It was like I think it was like Scorpion device. I forgot what it was called. It's been a while. But they're like, oh, it's dosed with gamma radiation. It's got a little bit of super soldier serum, and it's got something else from X movie that you see. Oh yeah, it was like it's got Chitauri technology. It's just like, really? Like, you just put all this stuff in a blender, stirred it up, and you made this one device. Like, it would just seem so cheap. It just seemed like they literally had a checklist.
Centipede.
And it was Centipede, yeah. I was close.
Well, that's Luis.
Yeah. So, but Luis is coming over right now. Yes, 187. But yeah, I was just like, really, like, that's as creative as you can get. Like, you can't get an existing Marvel continuity or be original. Like, to me, what would make Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. really cool is if they went the whole, like, Black Ops route, where the whole thing... Because, I mean, they're kind of doing it with the hacker, where she was hacking shields and then they recruited her. If instead it was kind of like with Hawkeye and Black Widow, where it's like, you know, they were criminals and they brought them in. And maybe that's the reason why they have Coulson, because he's had, you know, experience dealing with them. And you start bringing in, like, all these, like, Black Ops people.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like they can do, and it explains why the Avengers wouldn't be there. They're doing all the things that the Avengers can't.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're, you know, mainstream. These are like, you know, we got to do the dirty jobs that no one else can do.
Yeah.
You know.
Or who's that kid that
the
they had?
Extremist formula. That was the other garbage they threw in
like,
there.
why not bring in, like, Amadeus Cho or something like that?
Yeah.
I believe that's his name. He runs around on a little scooter. He's like a tech whiz or something like that.
Like a segue.
Bring him into that, and then who's the other dude that was like always following the Avengers around, but he didn't have any powers?
Was he the one that was like the Hulk's buddy?
Yeah, he was the Hulk's buddy, but I always forget his name.
Jimmy Fallon?
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon. Luis, help me out on this. But like, bring him into the show. Yeah, he was created by Greg Pak. Yeah,
created by Greg Pak.
But there was another dude. Like, he dates back to like the '80s and stuff. He was like the Hulk's best friend. Yeah, Rick Jones.
Yeah,
there you go.
Rick Jones.
Yeah, and then you can bring in like freaking Quasar and shit like that. You know, all these other like tertiary characters and like build up on them and create this like you know, cool stories about them, make people care about them, and all of a sudden, boom, you have a big property that you can make a movie out of. But instead, there's just these bland characters. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like nothing is interesting or exciting. It's like when Agent Coulson is on screen, you're glued to the screen. He's like, he's so charming and funny, and he's off screen. You're like, no, come back.
Yeah.
Everybody else is terrible.
Because, like, you literally couldn't have a safer springboard to bring in minor characters than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You just funnel them all through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
so perfect.
Build them up, create this rotating cast until these people make a name for themselves, you know, and then people, like, love the show, bring in Carol Danvers, bring in Maria, her name, Maria Hill, bring in, oh, no, they already did, you know, bring in Carol Danvers, you know, have her as, like, you know, Fury's, I don't know, third in command for whatever station they're at, and then build up that character, build up that actress, and then see if she can carry her own weight, and then, boom, give her a movie. Yeah. You know? And they could do that with so many other people.
Yeah, and it's so perfect, yeah, and the fact that it's, you know, intimately tied in there. Louis says, Simmons is the best, also his future wife. Nice. But yeah, it's like it's already intimately tied in with the DC, the Marvel movie universe. So it's like, yeah, it's a perfect springboard for these characters to go into movies. And I don't know if the Netflix series is going to be in the same universe or if that's going to be within its own universe.
I can't imagine it wouldn't. But it'd definitely be a good jumping off point to bring in, like, someone like Punisher.
Yeah.
You know, to where you kind of have this, like, oh, man, I'm getting giddy just thinking about it. Like,
his cheeks are
like
getting
a Mother Russia story arc or something like that. You know, like, oh, just to see, like, Mother Russia.
I want him to say yippee-ki-yay, Mother Russia.
Oh, dude.
Can you
like, fapping in my head right
imagine? Now. Well... on that note.
Sorry.
So basically, just to jump ship, still in the Marvel Universe, but now in Sony's Marvel Universe of Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yay.
So people are speculating that they're teasing the Clone Wars, which everyone loves, obviously, from the 90s. That's sarcasm, by the way. And basically it's because of the introduction of a character, Dr. Miles Warren, who is basically, just long story short, his character is tied in with Oscorp, and they're doing a lot of viral marketing for the movie and having different sites for different villains and such like that.
Right.
So people are speculating that this might lead into the Clone Saga because he created a clone. Yeah, he goes crazy after... Spoilers, Gwen Stacy dies. I know, it's a shock. It's a shock, but they had to pave way for Mary Jane. But anyway, so after she dies, he clones her, and then Peter Parker goes crazy, and then clones pop out of everywhere, and the 90s explodes, and Marvel goes bankrupt. So basically, you know, they're...
hologram covers.
Oh my god. This is a side note.
And those other ones where you turn it left, and it's a picture, and then you turn it right, and it's another picture.
Yeah. They had, when Image came out, like, Image was the worst with those, with the alternate covers. Darkness number 11 had 11 variant covers.
Oh my god.
Just because it was issue 11.
I was about to ask, is it because it was issue 11, or was this like some kind of like coincidence?
But it's like issue 11 isn't even a milestone. Yeah. 11 just comes after 10.
Maybe it was for them. They were like, gentlemen, when if I said we could make it past 10, that when we hit issue 11, if and when we would hit issue 11, we would have 11 different covers.
They all pop the champagne.
Well, gentlemen, yeah. Pop the sparkling apple cider, because we did it.
And pass the Quaaludes. Yeah. They're partying all crazy. They probably only like wrote out enough story to cover 11 issues, and after that they're like, well, we'll just make all of our readers have no more money with all these covers, and we won't even have to write an issue 12. And then they're like, man, sales are so good, we have to write an issue 12. I'm like, oh man, this writing comic book stuff is tough.
My hand hurts. I just drew 11 covers.
Louis said, no one told me. I don't know what he was referring to. Spotted dick. Everyone gets... Oh, okay. Referring to everyone going crazy over issue 11. But, yeah, so basically people are kind of... they're speculating that, but it's kind of unlikely that they'd introduce such a kind of minor character. I mean, there are also rumors that Puma... He just wears nice sneakers. And Shocker, we're going to show up in the Spider-Man universe. And
those get dispelled?
Well, they're not dispelled. This website, Cineblend, is just kind of saying, like, they're so minuscule, like, would we really see them before Kraven the Hunter or the Scorpion? But, I mean, you never know. I mean, it's... They cast Andrew Garfield. I mean, come on. There's nothing I can put past these people.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I mean, it's cool that they're building the Spider-Man universe. I'm excited. I mean, like I said, I rip on Andrew Garfield a lot, but I am excited with what they're doing with the universe, even though it feels like they just see all of the Avengers money and they're like, we got to do this too.
Yeah.
But if something good comes out of it, it'll be nice. So that's what I'd say to that. But before we go into the next topic, to take a moment to tell you about our giveaway.
Giveaway?
Yes, giveaway.
Giveaway?
Yes, the giveaway.
Giveaway?
Giveaway.
Okay, what's the giveaway?
Oh, I wanted one more. Giveaway.
Giveaway?
So basically, we're going to try to do this on a semi-regular basis. So, we've reached over 200 likes on Facebook. So on Straight Outta Austin, we're going to do a giveaway. And the way that you win is you have to listen. So you don't necessarily have to listen live, but you have to listen to the podcast because we're going to give you...
You can, download it and then fast forward to where you think we might be announcing.
No, you got to listen to the whole thing because you have to play it
backwards
much easier. And upside down.
Or you can guess, or the way I skim through pornos and just go to 5-minute mark and 8-minute mark. So you need to listen
to the entire episode. You have no idea where it's going to pop up.
Totally.
And so I'm going to tell you the word for this week. So before I get to that, this will hold you in even more suspense. So basically, for this podcast, for this contest, we're gonna have two special words. So for this episode and the next Straight Outta Austin, and then on our 100th episode of Straight Outta Austin, we're gonna announce the winner. So give away it for. No, it's not, Rachel. You know what? Just for that, I'm gonna wait a little bit. So no, I won't. I'll tell you guys. Since you guys are listening live, I appreciate it. So you're bad for the chat. Cut her mic.
That boy ain't right.
So the special word for this episode is pineapple. So it's pineapple. Special word is pineapple. So basically, once you get both words from listening to both podcasts, you can either send us a message on Facebook, Punch in the Walls of Reality, on Twitter at PTWOR. You can even email it to us, PTWOR512@gmail, or just contact at PTWOR. Any way you get it to us, as long as you go to Express, you wish it was that easy. Upside down cake. If that was one word, that is a delicious thing, but that's not what it is. But basically, you'll just send us the passphrase, I guess we'll call it, and then you'll be entered, and then we'll announce who the winner is on the live episode 100. So there you have it. You can win the Dark Knight trilogy on Blu-ray, best of the series. The entire trilogy is the best.
Melanie asks, can I write you a love letter and include the two words in it, maybe in anagram format?
Yes, that is acceptable. I was scrolling down. I was trying to see something. Melanie mentioned something about Mother Russia, but I can't find it anymore.
Well, I can just give you my copy if you're interested in reading it.
Okay, that's what she says. She says, are you giving away Mother Russia? The entire country of Russia?
Oh.
Yes, for the next contest, we will give you the rights to Russia, but you will have to fight Putin in a Sambo contest to get it.
Yeah.
And he's
judged by Fedor Emelianenko.
Yeah, and he's a Sambo black belt, so it might be a little bit difficult to wrangle that continent, that country from him. Not to mention KGB and all that other stuff, so good luck. But you will have our blessing to do so.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't start an international incident like we did last time. Pony says, sweet, I'll start training Sambo. Well, if you can inspire one person today, and I feel like your job has been done. So, back to the Marvel news. So everyone thought, and I kind of hoped in my heart, that at the end of Cataclysm and the Ultimate Universe of Marvel, the Ultimate Universe was just going to be dead, and we'd never have to hear about it again. But instead, Marvel's like, nope. Nah, that's not what's happening. We're making too much money.
That ain't us, man.
Yeah.
Get back, homie.
End of line. Nah. What we're going to do, we're going to put it in this canon and relaunch.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're relaunching the Ultimate Universe with more Bendis, so that means more continuity. So basically they're taking kind of a grab bag. I mean, it's hardly even the Ultimates, because there's really nobody that's, from the Avengers, but...
Before you continue, I just got a quick question for Luis, and then you can keep going. Does Dib still keep up with the Ultimate timeline? You go ahead.
So basically, it's going to include Kitty Pryde, Bombshell, who I thought was Boom Boom at first, mainly because of the bubblegum, Cloak and Dagger, the new Black Widow, and everyone's favorite Miles Morales, a.k.a. Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah. Actually, I'm kind of excited for that, because it's finally... comes the prophecy.
Oh, that is true.
Since 2005 or something like that, where Nick Fury came up to Spider-Man, Peter, young Peter, and told him hey, when you hit 18, son, you're gonna join the Ultimate.
Yeah.
And then Bendis, a d-bag, freaking kills him, and then Miles Morales takes over. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so he does. Cool.
Okay, Louis mentioned more Bendis. He's just writing the
I just wonder
title.
how big of a headache that's been for him, because like he puts a lot of time and effort. Like that's like if you ever want, like that's like the go-to place. It's been like referenced by even other websites.
Yeah,
you know, like these guys have a timeline. Well, it's like these guys, but like this one dude has been working at it with some input from some of the other.
They just have him chained to like a typewriter in Marvel's basement. Like, you keep this continuity in check, or you'll never
like some
live
pothead
again.
dude from like Florida.
I imagined him like in the last season of Breaking Bad, where they had Jesse chained up to like cook the meth. That's him, like in just like this vast library of Marvel comic books, and
all Ultimate Comics.
And they have like the picture of his family on the wall. He's like, "Can I just leave?" He's like, they drive him out to his family. Like, you saw that episode. You know where this goes. You're gonna keep this continuity in check. He's like, all right, but do I have to read Ultimates 3? You do.
3 times.
He's just like, just shoot me now. But anyway, just for a little context, for people that don't know what the Ultimate Universe is, it's been 14 years since Marvel launched its Ultimate line of comics with the goal of establishing a universe in which its characters were younger and modern, and where many of the continuity restrictions of the established Marvel line didn't apply. Over that time, many changes have been made, and several significant characters have been I almost said have died, most notably Peter Parker, who ironically also died in the 616 universe, who ironically also is coming back. But anyway, so basically they're trying to modernize it and cut out a lot of the continuity, but obviously after 15 years you get more continuity, so they got to do it all over again.
Yeah.
So Luis says, I just hope Ultimate Iceman and Husk end up somewhere and alive, that is. And an Ultimate Ice Husk, perhaps?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Husk Ice.
I did really like the relationship between Iceman and Kitty Pryde.
Yeah.
When Bendis was writing that. That was probably one of my favorite things that he wrote. So jumping from the Marvel Universe into the DC Universe. So, Fox is talking about having a Gotham TV series. And initially, it was going to be just based around Commissioner Gordo. Commissioner Gordo. Commissioner, put that donut down. But if it's
I'm so gordo.
Yeah, but I love Gordos. We make an abomination out of food. But basically, it seemed like it was just going to be kind of like more of a detective, like cop drama.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we could do that, but we could make like a young Bruce Wayne. And they're like, you know what? While we're at it, how about we put like the villains before they were the villains? Let's throw that in there. Like, you know what? While we're at it, how about we have a young Bruce Wayne, and as the story progresses, he becomes Batman. You know, like that other show we did about a Ville that was Smallville.
Oh, boy.
So pretty much they just made it like Smallville, Batman version of Smallville. Obviously, the tone is going to be different because it's on Fox instead of CW, so it might... Well, not that Smallville was bad. I never saw it. People love it. But, I mean, it might be a more serious take. They said it's going to be Nolan-esque in its tone. But it's ironic, too, because in the comics now they're doing Batman Year Zero, and that's pretty much exactly what that is.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're just trying... It's smart on their part, because it's like that's pretty much what they're going to be pumping out for the foreseeable future.
Right.
So it seems like they're just going to have the TV show version of that, where Batman, before he has the idea for Batman, he's like having all these like different disguises. I forgot what the guy's name is, but he has like this like his criminal alter ego where he's like infiltrating like the underworld.
Hush?
No, I don't think it was Hush. It was like an actual like first and last name, I think. Luis, give us that name.
The Red.
Dude, Luis is like our Oracle.
Red Hood.
No, it wasn't.
He is the Oracle.
Red Hood. That was the Joker, sir. That was the original Joker. Was
Jason
Red Hood.
Todd. Bitch.
Jason Todd became the Red Hood afterwards.
I know that.
Terrible!
Who do you think you're talking
You are
to?
terrible, sir. Sir, you need to brush up on your Batman continuity and history. But anyway, my point is, I'm actually excited for this, even though I was mocking it. But
yeah. Okay, let me just say, like, everything sounded good until like you were explaining how they want to bring in Bruce Wayne, and I wouldn't mind if they like at the first episode just like Bruce Wayne takes trek to Tibet.
Yeah.
You know, to seek self or some shit like that. Like, all right, cool, leave him there. Let him discover how to be Batman. He can come back in like the 3rd season or some shit like that. Like, but if it's supposed to be about Commissioner Gordon, let it be about Commissioner Gordon. Throw in some cameos. Let Harvey Dent be the DA when they're trying cases like Law and Order style or some shit like that. Like, yeah, that's cool.
Overruled.
Yeah, put Harvey Dent in
the
there.
witness.
Yeah, put in Renee Montoya. Put in Bullock.
Uh-huh.
You know, put on these
Sandra.
cool characters. Stop it. I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna fuck you up really hard. And Melanie won't be able to put your face back together. Saying that as nicely as possible.
So does that mean I'll be Two-Face?
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, but like you could have all these cool cameos. Like I agree, and then you could have like you could put in some of the supernatural stuff like Poison Ivy and all that other good stuff. Bane before he was Bane, but like don't overdo it because then you run a huge risk of like oversaturating it, and then bringing in like. Oh, well, this episode did so well with, this cameo character that we're going to keep putting them back until they become a series regular, and then we'll do their descent into evilhood.
Yeah. Melanie says putting faces back together is part of the Sambo training. I think
Nice.
I'm just going to wear a protective potato head mask. But I was going to say, I don't know, that's the thing. See, when I first read this, I initially was like, But then I remembered Year Zero was actually really good.
Year Zero's good. Year One's good. My only thing before you continue is like my fears after you explaining it. I'm afraid that it's going to be like your typical police procedural, which I don't mind it, but I would like it to be its own thing, not just like a safe procedural. That's going to test well, but not well enough.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it has potential. Again, a lot of things do. It's all in the execution, but Young Riddler is so much fun in Year Zero. And if they have anything like, even remotely the way they have him in the comic, like he's just really intriguing. It's like, I will be all for it.
Oh yeah, totally. They could do something cool like where he kidnaps somebody and then, he's throwing clues around there. So it's taking like Montoya Bullock and pre-Commissioner Gordon to like figure out the case, There'd be a lot of fun in that because they would figure out. It'd be like Die Hard with a Vengeance, where he leaves a riddle and they're like Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis are like trying to figure it out, and then they have to do like whatever math problem or some shit like that, and then they figure it out, and then they get a phone call.
I don't know what it is.
They get a phone call from the dude, and he's like, "Oh, very good, you pass." And it's just like a huge rat race that has a means to its own end,
Yeah, I want to see like a B movie with the Riddler. And then people just wake up in a room, and they see his face on a monitor, and he's like, "You want to solve a riddle?" And then
let's play a game.
They're like in this like saw-like contraption, and they have to play Clue.
Oh, shit.
And only the winner can survive, but they only have X amount of time to get out of there.
That is dark.
And for those of you that have played Clue in the recent memory, Clue is not a game that you can play very quickly. Like you got to put in work. So if a saw beam is about to drop on your head, like it's going to be a stressful situation.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like if they want to relaunch the Saw movies, they should do that. That's what I would do. People have to play Clue. Like they don't have to do anything weird or crazy. You got to play Clue, and you got to be good at it.
Yeah.
Because those little cards, you got to keep score. Like that's.
I was keeping score, and I was like, all right, it's not this person, it's not that person, and everyone else was playing it all differently. Like, well. Then how am I playing this game? Because I don't think I'm doing it right.
That's what I was wondering the whole time. I'm like looking at this thing and looking at everyone write notes, and I'm like just drawing pictures.
Yeah.
Like, what is everybody else doing?
Yeah.
What am I not seeing? My only answer for everything is like Colonel Mustard with the candlestick.
It was like, no, we're Colonel Mustard.
And the Master Praetorium. That's my assumption every single time. But yeah, so Gotham TV. I may watch at least an episode.
Tentative. I am tentative.
I'll give it a shot. I'm excited.
I am cautiously optimistic.
This is a cautionary tale. All right, so we're gonna jump ahead here. Just a quick. Can't even talk. And I'm so excited about this. So basically, Breaking Bad, greatest show ever. Arguably right next to Game of Thrones, and the Breaking Bad spinoff, Better Call Saul, that I know Agamemnon is very excited about because he loves Bob Odenkirk.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
So basically, it's going to debut in November. So there you have it. Mark your calendars now. Just go ahead and hibernate until then, and then you can watch it when it comes up.
Make sure to avoid it. No, don't hibernate. Game of Thrones is in April.
Yeah.
Crazy?
Hey, the White Walker slept for thousands
Sons
of years.
of Anarchy's going to be in September.
And don't forget Walking Dead.
We have plenty of time to not hibernate because there's plenty of other good shows out there.
Fine. You win this round. But there will be a round 2. And there will be a round for Josh Holloway, who's rumored to be in Batman vs. Superman, if that's even what they're going to call it.
What are you talking about, Freckles?
Dear Mr. Sawyer, you don't know who I am, but I know who you are, and I know what you done.
Oh, snap.
Finish it!
Yeah.
Blah,
blah, blah, blah, blah, blah, blah.
Anyway, for those of you who didn't watch Lost, you missed out on at least one good season of television. But yeah, so pretty much for me, like, Sawyer was my favorite character in that show. he's a great actor, and he was like in like 2 seconds of what was it now? Mission Impossible 4, and it's just like there's been I just feel like it's a missed opportunity. Like the what's her name? The girl that played Kate. She's got to be in The Hobbit. That's great.
Evangeline Lilly.
Yeah, and then what's his face? The guy that played Jack.
Matthew Fox.
Hey, he's not exactly had a great time with movies. Speed Racer and Alex Cross, but he's at least been in movies.
And he's usually like the best part, though.
Yeah, exactly. Tyler Perry wasn't the best part. Oh my God.
No.
Hey, it's Medea. But anyway, so basically, I'm excited. I really hope this ends up being the case, just because I want him to be in a big movie. I want him to get his break, and finally, everyone gets to see that.
Well, he was in Ghost Protocol.
Yeah, but he was in for like 5 minutes.
But that was if it wasn't for him, you probably wouldn't be as hooked for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, because you were like, oh my God, Sawyer's in the movie.
Oh my God, it's Sawyer. Oh my God, he's doing cool shit. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You start like flipping and fapping everywhere.
He's gonna say, I know what you've done to Tom Cruise.
Before you know it, there's like ectoplasm all over the speakers, like 5 rows down.
So what I think is funny about his casting, so the rumor, obviously there's been rumors, like just wild rumors day and night about this stupid movie.
Yeah.
But and there were some other ones I didn't even want to talk about it because I'm almost tired of talking about it. But because it's Josh Holloway, it's worth mentioning. But people were rumoring that he's going to be Aquaman, which that alone probably dispels the rumor because no one's going to put Aquaman in a movie.
Yeah, he's like, I'm tired of beaches.
But it's funny because, like, on one hand, it's like I would like to see Josh Holloway play someone better than Aquaman. But on the other hand, for the Aquaman fans, they get someone dignified to play Aquaman. Yeah. Like, he's going to be the coolest incarnation of Aquaman that you could possibly have.
Yeah, like the Injustice Aquaman. That one was pretty cool.
Because you're going to see him and be like, that is a cool dude. Like he seems like he would probably just hang, like, you just want to be this dude. Like, he lives in a kingdom under the sea.
Yeah.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
I would actually like to see Josh Holloway as Ralph Dibny. He was like one of the best detectives before he died in 52.
I meant Ralph the Motorcycle Mouse.
Ah, that's my kids. Like one of my kids' favorite shows to watch on Netflix. Actually, it's like Mouse and Motorcycle with Fred Savage, Papa.
Hey, he's got good taste.
Yeah,
that mouse is awesome. But yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see him. Yeah, that role sounds like that would be really awesome for him, and it seems like it has like more longevity.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I don't know. Ralph Dibny, I always found him to be a very striking character who doesn't get enough love. And I don't know, he like looking at him, if you gave him like the same kind of haircut. No, actually, he could keep this hair because Ralph Dibny had a similar hairstyle to the way Josh Holloway's had his as Sawyer on Lost. Just kind of that free flowing. But he was just kind of like this like modern day like Sherlock, really fun, really quirky, really kind of like aloof. But he was just like. He was a very, very intelligent person, and like him and his wife went around solving crimes together.
Yeah,
So I don't know. His power. He was like Elastic Man or something like that. I always forget his power. I just knew him as Ralph Dibny. Yeah, Justice Aquaman. Kelly knows.
Yeah, exactly.
Girl knows what's up.
Yeah. Also, the storyline for that game is awesome. If you haven't played it, go play it.
I hate NetherRealm. I don't hate. I don't care.
You hate them.
I don't like NetherRealm Studios. I don't like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
If you like it, that's fine. I'm a Capcom guy. Marvel. Old school Street Fighter, Third Strike.
Hadouken.
But I haven't liked the Mortal Kombat games since like Mortal Kombat, I think 2 or 3. And that was like 94.
Yeah.
Like, you ever played the one, like, when they tried to revive it, and you had to press, like, up plus, like, R1 just to, like, shift upwards, like, on the screen?
Are you talking about when they went to 3D for the first time?
When they went to
Mortal
3D.
Kombat 4?
Yeah.
And you had the weapons?
I don't know if you had the weapons, but I remember, like, if you wanted to strafe, you had to press, like, up plus another button just to strafe. And I was like, God, this is, like, convoluted as crap. And then Tekken comes out, like, not even that long after, and it's like, oh, wow, they knew how to do it and do it better.
Yeah. Dad Beardo. I don't know what that means. But Louis says, what? Tear. I guess he loves Mortal Kombat. But your point was, but despite hating Mortal Kombat and all it stands for, Injustice, because the storyline was so good.
He was just talking about Aquaman that when he had a beard.
Oh,
beard,
yeah, when he was rugged Aquaman.
Yeah.
Oh, I heart Tekken. Yeah, Tekken's awesome.
Actually, we have a couple of videos coming up. Our friend Nat came and visited us from OKC took time out from being the dean of mean at I forget their university up there.
The School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah, the School of Hard Knocks. But he's a phenomenal Tekken player, and he was making a lot of people mad yesterday at some Tekken. So, and the day before, so we got about 2 hours of footage that we're going to post up here in the next couple of days.
We have an epic rage quit. But thanks for the clarification, Kelly. Aquaman's beard in Injustice. That is a magnificent beard. That is a lovely mane, and Josh Holloway would do it in Justice.
Oh.
Anyway, moving on to a galaxy far, far away. So basically, we got a plethora of Star Wars news, and I'll let Agamemnon take a few of them. But first, I got to talk about the one that's most relevant to me. There's a rumor that Breaking Bad star Jesse Plemons is a frontrunner. And for those that love Breaking Bad, he's known better as Meth Damon.
Meth Damon?
That's what everyone calls him. Oh. It's pretty messed up because he kind of looks like Matt Damon if Matt Damon was on meth.
On meth?
Yeah. I know. It's mean and mean-spirited and
there was a
not
movie
be laughed
that
at.
Matt Damon did to where he had to lose a lot of weight because, naturally he's, 180 or something like that. 180, 190.
Soaking wet.
And he was weighing in at, 140 pounds, maybe less, for this role. He went, machinist in this film. Wow. It was about, war veterans. And he was, all messed up, and he was, super skinny. He didn't eat for, weeks.
Wow.
And he just looked really malnourished. So I could imagine that's probably what Jesse Plemons... Well, actually, I saw a picture of him earlier, and that's kind of I could see him looking like a malnourished Matt Damon.
Yeah. But yeah, oh man. Yeah, his character Todd on Breaking Bad was excellent. So there's rumors he's going to be in this new Star Wars. They haven't said who he's going to be, obviously, because it's just a rumor. But I think he would make a good addition. He's a good actor. His character was so interesting and intriguing, but, and so dark. He was just, because he wasn't a sociopath. I guess he definitely would have been a psychopath because he didn't realize, just how insane that he really was, Yeah. It's, just semi-spoilers. He's pretty much, torturing Jesse, but then he legit brings him ice cream for doing a good job. And not to mock him or be, facetious, just dude, good job cooking that meth. Here's some ice cream, buddy.
Yeah.
He's you have me locked in a cage, You have my friends captured and threatened to kill them. He's yeah. But I got 2 flavors of ice cream because I couldn't decide which one you like better. He's one of those characters where it's you are insane.
Yeah, so. I remember reading an article, and I'm just trying to... I went to IMDb to refer some of the shows that I think it was the Comics Alliance that where you got the article from. But people loved him in Friday Night Lights. He was in that. He was in the Battleship movie, but I think he kind of had a minor role. But he also plays... what's his name's kind of disenfranchised son in The Master. It came out, I think, earlier last year. And people loved him in that movie. So he just kind of making all the right moves as far as young Hollywood actors go.
Yeah.
And he's quickly rising to the top, you know. So he's getting a lot of really good coveted roles. So if he does land this, I'm sure this could only enhance his star power once, because I have no doubt it seems like he's going to do really well.
Most definitely. But yeah, so another Star Wars news. So basically, they're working on the movies, in case you haven't heard. And basically what Disney is doing is they have a story team trying to determine what is or isn't
before we get into that,
Star Wars.
Before we get into that, so he's rumored, because we didn't get into that, he's rumored to be playing, because he looks similar...
Mace Windu?
Yeah. Because he's so freaking black. He looks similar to Mark Hamill. So they're alluding to that he may be Mark Hamill or Luke Skywalker's son.
Yeah.
So in how the first movie could be rumored to go is that it's basically just going to bring all the old characters back, so people can say they're a proper farewell.
Just kill them off
because Return of the Jedi wasn't proper enough. But they can see these characters one last time before the secondary and tertiary characters kind of develop into their own in the first movie and can carry the second and third movie on their own. Well, respectively, episodes 8 and 9. Carry them on their own and kind of put the former title characters like Leia and Luke and Han, kind of on the back burner. If they need to be in the story, they will be, but they're not going to be prime roles. It's
going to be like Dragon Ball Z. They're just going to be at the Kame House. Flash back to all their crazy adventures.
Master Roshi, he went from the tournament master to Hey, you guys want to hang out and read some
basically.
nudie mags with me?
It's like everyone that's like, yeah, they were all like badass before. And it's like, yeah, now you're just a joke. But yeah, so I wonder who's going to be his mom in the story.
I don't know. It's a good question.
My money's on Leia, because Luke did kiss Leia in New Hope.
Oh, God, and that's how you make babies.
yeah. Everyone knows that a kiss leads to babies, and every kiss begins with K. But anyway, so our next article is about how the story team is trying to determine what they're going to use as Star Wars canon, because there's video games, there's books for those of you that read books.
There's a whole comics.
Yeah, there's
that
comics
was by Dark Horse, which is now turned over to Marvel.
Yeah,
and a lot of people are pretty upset about that.
Yeah, apparently Dark Horse has been doing a bang-up job.
Yeah, people have been really happy because they've been keeping everything mostly in canon, but now they're pretty much cherry-picking what they do and don't want. And there's people have legitimate complaints. There's some pretty terrible stories out there from what I've read. Well, not read of the Star Wars stuff, but what people are talking about from what they've read of the Star Wars stuff. And so there's like universally hated stuff that's within canon. So basically they're just going to be cherry-picking, like taking stuff out that they like and don't like, and separating it properly, and discarding, throwing away all the unwanted canon stuff.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to have a character that's going to be Han and Leia's son, that's half-breed Jedi, and is conflicted about whether or not to take on the dark side.
Bringing in Darth Dudacol.
Apparently that's a book written by Timothy Zahn. So apparently he wrote a lot of the Star Wars books. I'm not sure if he wrote Shadows of the Empire, but I hope they make that canon, just so we can actually have Dash Rendar.
Yeah, Dash Rendar.
Because that would be awesome.
Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah.
Best Nintendo 64 video game.
Dude, hands down.
I ever played.
Right after WCW Revenge.
Well, you're alone on that one.
Hey, all I need is me and my
Tony
steel
Hawk's
chair.
Pro Skater 2.
Hey, anybody want to grind?
Christ Air.
But yeah, so
Give
I
me
don't know.
some Bob Burnquist.
It kind of makes me kind of happy, because I wonder if they're going to pull from some of that material, because there's so much that they've done that takes place in between the original trilogy, after the original trilogy, and stuff that's very well received that fans really like, you know, unlike those prequels. Yeah. So it's like,
I hope they make that out of canon.
I know, yeah.
Why don't you get rid of those? Let's go ahead and get rid of all of those.
That would be fantastic.
Let's recast Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon, but make them good this time.
Because that's the thing, they could take like 50% of that cast and just redo the entire movie and make it really good. I mean, you got Liam Neeson.
Take Hayden Christensen out of the end of Return of the Jedi.
No!
Yeah. It's like, why would you...
Well, just take him out of the entire movie.
Why would you be like super old at the end of the movie, and then when you die, you're like all young? You're like your 20-year-old version. It's like, I don't like that.
He had a very good face wash.
I guess. Maybe use the Force, like, I will make myself ghost young.
Yeah, Force Botox.
Yeah.
He could have done that. He could have used the Force pull, just pulled all the wrinkles out.
Pulled his hair back.
And then he used the Force lightning.
Like that alien in the cockroach dude in Men in Black. Oh. Like, your skin is hanging off your face. And then he pulls it back. Vincent D'Onofrio's character goes, is this better?
Yes.
And then she faints.
Quite better.
Sugar water.
But yeah, we can only hope that the prequels will just be written out of canon. But so there's a lot. Hopefully they'll draw from some of that when they make the sequels or whatever. So apparently the screenplay is reportedly getting some change-ups as some casting rumors heat up. So let's see here. So apparently they're floating some names around. Big stars like Hugo Weaving, Michael Fassbender, and girls co-star Adam Driver. Doesn't sound like a girl name. In addition to the aforementioned Jesse Plemons. Apparently they've been throwing around Benedict Cumberbatch, Michael B. Jordan. Do they just really... I feel like with the rumors at this point, they're just like, hey, here's a bunch of actors that people know and they like. We're just going to just float their names and see like what catches.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just kind of ridiculous. But, I don't know. That's kind of a weird rumor that they're... what are they changing up the script because they're like, well, this character would work better with this person or whatever. I don't know. I didn't actually read that one. Sorry, guys. Let me see here. But basically, I don't know. I mean, there's like so much like gray area with the Star Wars movies, and I don't know. I really want them to be good. I feel like no matter what, they can't be nearly as bad as the prequels. So at the very least, we have that to look forward to.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Oh, so we have a special topic before we move on to the last one. Before we get back to Star Wars, Rachel just put that Fox is going to bring Magic the Gathering to the big screen.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
That's right. Because everyone loves Magic to the point where they want to go see a movie. So basically, 20th
Bring me my ring decks.
Double tap this mana in 3D. So I'm not actually going to read the article because there's a lot of words in it. So I'm just going to speculate that it's one of two things. So either they're gonna take like whatever story is in like the card game and make that into a movie, or they're gonna do what everyone really wants. And they're gonna make a movie about people playing Magic.
Yeah, dude, I'd totally watch that.
They're just gonna have like a Magic thing going down, and they're just gonna put the camera like right next to them and just silently film.
It's gonna be like Zero Charisma.
Yeah, it'd be funny if it just literally was just like it's like a whole like hour and a half of just silence, and no one's talking. They're just putting down the cards.
Yeah,
and you're just watching them, and you just have to like read their facial expressions.
Also, a quick shout out to Brian Lasoya, who was in Zero Charisma and was gracious enough to come on our podcast to pimp his movie, which has actually been picked up by
The Nerdist.
The Nerdist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris Hardwick's Adam's Apple.
Yep.
The Rachel says they're making a they're making a Star Wars themed park at Disney World, a whole separate park. Insider info eventually. Just Yu-Gi-Oh version. They'll just have fictional characters playing Magic in the movie.
I like that.
Good old Yu-Gi-Oh! Where they have that little like wrist thing that shoots out the cards.
Yeah,
because obviously
they actually have like mystical elements.
Because
like,
picking up a card off of the table is way too much work.
This is the Millennium Eyeball.
I feel like that's just making kids lazier nowadays.
Yeah,
so they see that show and like I shouldn't have to use my hands to pick up cards.
Yeah, I need that little wrist thing that goes on my.
I wonder
arm.
if that's copyrighted by Gambit. Like he has one of those where he puts the card in his hand because Furchie charged the card.
Let's stay away from the X-Men references for now.
Never! So, obviously, everyone's excited about Star Wars, like you said. Like we said, we can get Meth Damon, we can get Benedict Cumberbatch, because he's been in every movie, and he was a giant dragon, and we got Michael Fassbender, and who can resist that charming smile? But what we missed out on, and it could have been beautiful.
Could have been beautiful.
I mean, we got a great actor in this place, but this could have been epic. So, apparently, The Phantom Menace, and it could have been salvaged. The Phantom Menace could have been salvaged had this stellar Oscar winner gotten this role. The one, the only, the late Tupac Shakur.
Yep.
So, apparently there's a rumor, or not really a rumor, but unsubstantiated claim that apparently...
From Death Row Records' former chief engineer, Rick Clifford.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say Rick Moranis. He just seems like he'd be the person to head Death Row Records.
Well, me and Pac were just chilling one day, and I was doing his accounting business.
And I found a few accounting errors. He got shot the next day. I don't know. It was the darndest thing.
Yeah. All the money flushed to a Caribbean account.
Yeah. Some lady called Miss Cleo picked up the phone.
They didn't bury a body.
Yeah.
I don't know. Seemed like a good guy.
Yeah, right. I love his music. He's a very good poet. So apparently, Mr. Pac, how do they put this? Pac found out that I worked for Brian Austin Green, who was on 90210. Then he found out...
now known as the dude married to Megan Fox.
Yeah. He found out I was in some movie, so we always talked about his film career and stuff. And he was... Juice. He was telling me...
I was a menace to society.
Yeah. You see that? I got a VHS in my pocket. You want it?
I kissed Janet Jackson once.
Or was that Michael? I can never tell the difference. He was telling me that he was supposed to get ready for George Lucas and them. They wanted him to be a Jedi. Yes, I'm serious. Samuel L. got Tupac's part. He called me old man. He said, "Old man, keep your fingers crossed. I got 3 movies coming up. One of them I got to read for George Lucas."
Well, that's some bullshit. Then he must have not had his fingers crossed.
Well, he did, but apparently bullets are stronger than the power of crossed fingers because, sadly, I don't know, this is too soon, but Tupac died in Las Vegas on September 13, 1996. Yeah. And sadly, he did not live to see The Phantom Menace, which came out on March 19th, 1999. I think that killed a lot of people as well, like in their hearts. But, I just feel like we missed out a big opportunity because, we could have seen Tupac ride on his enemies.
Yeah, with the purple lightsaber.
Can you imagine the purple lightsaber sideways? Just cutting through people?
Just cutting through people, just holding it out sideways and just kind of doing, a half slash.
Just doing, forced drive-bys. Just forced pushing people, off of cliffs and stuff.
I'm sure if it was Tupac, he'd have, lightsaber gun. So it would just shoot lightsaber bullets.
Yeah.
Poof, 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 poof. Yeah. But then that would just be like a phaser, I guess.
but somehow it's still a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Maybe it had.
I bet you anything though, he wouldn't have let his character. He wouldn't let Mace Windu die.
Well.
He'd be like, ride till I die, motherfucker!
Well, that's exactly what would happen. He would have been like, Lucas, I'm riding until I die. And he's like, that can be arranged, Mr. Pock. That can be arranged.
He'd be like, first off, fuck Sith Lords and that clique you play.
Jedi mind, that's the clique we play.
Jedi mind till I die.
It's like, I can see him having like a Uzi, and instead of like a bayonet, he'd have the lightsaber. So that would be the lightsaber part. And like when he runs out of bullets, he's just like swinging it around.
Yeah. And then him and Dr. Dre are on one of those like... clone stormtrooper controlled jet things like from the second movies.
The California video.
And he's just like hanging out the side with like a
let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
He has the robe like half of it's rolled up on one leg.
Every time he's like every time he's on the scene, all you hear is like boom down.
Because do you want to ride or die? Nah. Then as he's about to die, he's just like...
you imagine all the rapper cameos that
oh my God.
Like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
P. Diddy and Senator Palpatine.
Oh, holy shit. Hey, Pop, let's bury the beef here, man.
Notorious B.I.G. is off. I can slot my whole joke.
He's Jabba.
Yes, Jabba. Yeah. It's like that scene in More Money, More Problems.
This is a random Biggie talking. Yeah. That's what I said, man. I was like, you got more money, you got more problems. You know what I'm saying?
P. Diddy would be Felonious Crumb.
What? What?
The little like fucking Muppet thing.
No, I know what it is. It's just so weird. Like some dark shades, like the Ringo glasses that he used to wear. Oh God! With that weird look that he gives when he's got the no chin all of a sudden in his backwards hat.
Instead of doing that laugh, he's just yeah.
You still.
I think even better now than Tupac being in Star Wars. They just made like a Star Wars with nothing but rappers.
Yeah,
that would be beautiful. I'm not even joking. I would pay full price to see that movie.
I would like to see Ice Cube as a.
I think Ice Cube would make a good Han Solo.
Nah, I would like to see him in the robes. I want to see him as a Jedi Knight.
He's all stoic.
He's like real stoic. And when somebody says something out of line, it's like, "What you mean, motherfucker?"
Can we get Ice-T then as Obi-Wan? Instead of being stoic, he's just like this pimp.
Well, he's like the way he always is, like in Law and Order.
Yeah.
You are not one with the Force, man. Know what I'm saying? Peep this. You're going to go to Alderaan. You're going to talk to your moms. You're going to bury the hatchet, all right? You're going to go to those tauntaun-looking motherfuckers, and you're going to go tell them shit. You're going to squash the beef. You're going to come back, and you're going to be a peaceful motherfucker, man, all right? We got to put balance to the Force, man. Balance.
I got the perfect person for Lando Calrissian. Chicka, Slim Shady.
Aww.
Come on, come to the Cloud City.
No.
Dude,
hi, kids.
Dude, Bone Crusher.
Do you like Cloud Cities?
Yeah. Bone Crusher can be Chewbacca.
Oh my God.
I'm outside.
I think Little John would be Chewbacca because instead of doing the he's like, what? Yeah. What? And then freaking Harrison Ford I quit. Fuck this franchise.
Yeah, right.
I got my money.
Jones.
I've made my name.
I'm gonna go.
Callista, give me a ride.
I'm gonna go do Hollywood Homicide. Fuck you guys.
Fuck that movie too.
Oh man. Kelly Nova says, "Oh my God, yes." I'm glad somebody agrees. Just said suddenly, see more. But I think I lost the reference to that one.
Yeah, that was like 20 minutes ago. Oh, 5 minutes ago. I'm sorry.
That was like so 2014.
Anyways.
So we'll wrap up the podcast with everybody's favorite actor, Shia LaBeouf.
Yay!
But sadly, he's retiring from all public life. I know it's going to cause a stir and heartache. Nicki Minaj as Princess Leia.
Dude, have you seen that trailer? Habiki actually wants to go see it, so any lady people that want to go see that movie with her. It was like Cameron Diaz, I forget her name, but Judd Apatow's wife, who's in all his movies, and Kate Upton.
Yeah.
Like they all, and Jamie Lannister's in it, the guy that plays Jamie Lannister.
Yeah, we can just call him Jamie Lannister.
Yeah, Jamie Lannister's in it, and they're all... Well, okay, Judd Apatow's wife is his wife in the movie.
Yeah.
And so she finds out that he's cheating on her with Cameron Diaz, who's like a big shot lawyer. And so they meet up, and then they end up finding out that he's cheating on the both of them with supermodel Kate Upton. And then they all three find out that he's cheating on them with like dozens of other women. So they try to find dirt on him in offshore accounts. But like Nicki Minaj is Cameron Lawyer's, like, I don't know, what do you call that person, the lawyers, like her secretary, or I don't know, paralegal, I think, something like that.
Know.
Or maybe she's a lawyer too. But just her voice is annoying. It's just annoying. I don't even want to repeat it. It's just, I heard it and I was just like, why is she in this fucking movie? She can't act. What you mean? You mean he's like cheating on you, girl? Huh? I was just like, shut up! Shut up! Like the minute I heard it, I was just like, my head, I was like, shut up! Shut the fuck up!
So maybe she should play an Ewok instead.
Yeah, I don't know, not even. She'd be like those things on Alderaan that said they go.
Whenever she plays the person that says there's a trap,
she can be the fucking Snarlack pit or some shit.
It kills you slowly with her music. I'm liking it better by the minute.
Yeah, there you go, Jar Jar.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're doing this for the prequels, not the original trilogy.
Like, I like some of her raps. Like, she's really funny with Lonely Island dudes. And, Do the Creep.
That's the only thing she's good at, though.
But like, that's how her voice. Like, it sounds funny in that song because you think she's making the voice up.
Yeah.
But then when you hear her talk, like, that's how she really sounds. Like, for me, they were ogling. It's like, shut up! Shut up!
I want Andy Samberg to play Jar Jar. He counts as a rapper.
He's that weird, like, I came face. Clutching his teeth.
He doesn't even have lines. He just makes that face when he's going to talk.
I jizzed in my pants.
Apparently he got a Golden Globe for
that crappy show. Fox comedy, which I guess isn't crappy.
That's what I was thinking. I hadn't heard anything about it, and all of a sudden, Golden Globe!
Hulu and check
Golden Globe! That's what I love, Golden Globe. So I don't know, yeah. Now, that's the funny thing about the awards, because like, it's not like they win money, but it's like, it just wins attention.
Yeah.
And it's got my attention, and I may actually remember to watch it.
Anonymous 963 says this is amazing.
Thank you, Anonymous.
You happen to live on FM 963 out in Del Valley?
He is the road.
He is.
You are my road.
The road. Stop driving on me; it hurts.
He's that semi truck from that stupid commercial.
Get the fuck off, or I'll earthquake this bitch eventually.
So anyway, to answer Melody's question, she says she didn't even know that Shia LaBeouf was even on social media. He was on Twitter, and he's
on things. He does stuff.
He does the Twitter. So he was on there, and he pretty much had tweeted a fake apology that was plagiarized for stealing some guys.
Yeah, that was a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
And then we covered that in episode 94, 95.
Yeah, but it's just like, I don't know. Shia LaBeouf to me has become my new Florida, where he's just like that topic where it's just like...
he is Florida,
He's a living train wreck.
All we need is, like, a prostitute in Brazil to take pictures of him, like, sleeping and suckling his thumb.
Yeah.
Or like a big pink dildo or something like that.
He did close... Because he took pictures, so basically we all know he's going to be in the movie Nymphomaniac.
Yeah.
If you've seen the trailer, it's quite something. Don't take your kids to see Frozen. You might see the trailer in accident if you live in Florida.
I'm pretty sure they fixed that by now. Well, maybe not in Florida.
In Florida,
that's what happened.
Florida, it's probably just like...
The rest of the country, they might have their little squabbles and inconsistencies, but, you know, they're pretty good when it's about the movies.
Yeah. So, but, so... So basically, he's in that movie. As you know, it's a comedy based on, you know... Obviously, a nymphomaniac, and it's very sexual. And so he apparently took pictures of his penis and sent them to the producer of the movie. I guess that was his audition. He's like, I want to show that I'm willing to be edgy, and I want to show that I'm willing to take lewd photos of myself and send them anonymously to other people because that's how I get ready for, you know, being an actor.
What was he was saying a while back, like, hey, I'll do a nudie film. I'll show my dick or have sex on camera.
That's what it was. It was for that same movie.
Like, you know, I think he should break down barriers.
He was saying, well, that was his whole thing. He was saying he was willing to have real sex, quote unquote, on the camera.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he should. We'll just grab some girl and, you know, have sex, and then she'll leak it and collect all the money. You know, to Vivid or whoever they go to nowadays.
Yeah, but then we'll have another Kardashian on our hands.
There you go.
Do you really
he
want
might
that?
As well be.
Do you really want that?
Look at his behavior. Isn't he not already?
He isn't, but he really started off
on that road to irredeemability.
Well,
if such a word exists.
Transformers. He was irredeemable from the word jump. But at least he started off as an actor. Not a respectable one, but it's not like he didn't... That would be like him...
No, he did Even Stevens.
Well, okay. So
that show was gold for 12 to 16-year-olds, but I was 18 at the time. I swear, all the stuff I like is like 3 years behind me. It's like, why am I liking this stuff now? I'm 20.
You'll catch up.
Why does Rugrats intrigue me?
You're just a late bloomer. Kelly says, you're on the social media, update your status, follow the people, then he appears, shalaboof. You get a text. Who can it be? Oh, it's a photo. Shalaboof.
Instead of Nightcrawler when he teleports like Bamf, it just says laboof.
Yeah, laboof. And he just sits there naked. So he's just sitting there just chewing on a sandwich. So, you wanna have real sex? And you're like,
yeah.
You just point at the door. Get out. This is the third time this week, Boof.
Get out of here, Shia.
For the second,
who names their kid
for the
Shia?
last time, I only did it once. I just wanted to know what it'd be like. Now you get out of here. And you take your Blu-ray copies of Transformers and get out of
Nobody
here.
wants these, not even his coasters.
And you tell your director, Mr. Michael Bay, how to read a teleprompter, all right?
Oh, we got a YouTube video.
Oh, that's my favorite. I love
Actual
tubs.
Cannibal Shia LaBeouf song.
By Rob Cantor.
Oh,
So,
crap.
while the ad plays, I'll also talk about... Actually, before we get into that, we were going to talk about some trailers. So, if you guys want to check out the Walking Dead trailer for Season 4, it looks pretty good. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I wanted to talk about, someone had posted it, and they just put, no, Carl, no! So I was thinking he was about to do something irredeemable, or a zombie was about to bite him, and I watch it, and, the only part where he's really, heavily featured, he's, shaking, presumably, Rick, wake up, Rick! Or, wake up, Dad, wake up! And I'm like, him waking up his father is a bad thing? I
Took too many Quaaludes.
yeah, right. Oh, man, yeah, it was just weird. It was a little disappointing. I mean, I'm still excited for the season, but, it seemed pretty funny. Villanova is thanking Luis. Okay, so I guess that's what she was referring to, or something.
Should we play it?
Yeah, let's go ahead and play it.
You're walking in the woods. There's no one around, and your phone is dead. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot him. He's following you, about 30 feet back. He gets down on all fours and breaks into a sprint. He's gaining on you.
Shia LaBeouf.
I love the
You're looking for your car, but you're all turned around. He's almost upon you now, and you can see there's blood on his face. My God, there's blood everywhere.
Oh my God.
Running for your life. He's brandishing a knife.
It's Shia LaBeouf.
Lurking in the shadows. Hollywood superstar Shia LaBeouf. Living in the woods.
Shia LaBeouf.
Killing for sport.
Shia LaBeouf.
Eating all the bodies.
Nice.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Now it's dark, and you seem to have lost him, but you're hopelessly lost yourself. Stranded with a murderer, you creep silently through the underbrush. Aha! In the distance, a small cottage with a light on. Hope. You move stealthily toward it, but your leg! Ah! It's called a bear trap.
Gnawing off your leg.
Quiet.
Into the cottage. Now you're on the doorstep. Sitting inside, Shia LaBeouf, sharpening an axe.
Shia LaBeouf.
But he doesn't hear you enter.
Shia LaBeouf.
You're sneaking up behind him. Strangling superstar Shia LaBeouf. Fighting for your life with Shia LaBeouf. Wrestling a knife from Shia LaBeouf. Stab it in his kidney. Safe at last from Shia LaBeouf.
You limp into the dark woods, blood oozing from your stump leg. But you've won. You have beaten Shia LaBeouf.
Nice.
Wow. I'd have to say this.
Hey, the Sonic music.
Please, Hollywood, make this movie. Starring Shia LaBeouf. I think it's funny that he plagiarized.
They should have Sam Worthington play Shia LaBeouf.
Now I want him to actually play Shia LaBeouf. I want it to be like This Is the End,
And
where
then
he's
you have
playing
Shia
himself.
LaBeouf as like a cameo dead body.
No, I want the real Shia LaBeouf doing real
With the
cannibalism.
bear like molesting it. And then eating its kidneys.
No, sir. No. But anyway, instead of plagiarizing that comic book, he should have just made this movie, because I think it would have been perfect. And I think, granted, because of all the controversy, people could actually now see Shia LaBeouf in this light.
Yeah.
But I just think it would be perfect. I think that's the only thing he can do now to redeem his career, is just to play a homicidal cannibal.
I guess.
I'm serious. I think it would not only revitalize his career, but it would also revitalize the slasher genre.
The only, yeah.
And then everyone would just, like, on Halloween, everyone's wearing Shia LaBeouf masks.
I don't think the slasher genre really needs to be revitalized. People just kind of seem to, like, gravitate towards horror movies in general.
But wouldn't they gravitate towards it even more if it was Shia LaBeouf?
Maybe if it was him, like, dying repeatedly.
Maybe. Or what if he's killing because he has to feast? He has a hunger. For copyrighted scripts and screenplays. And apparently controversy as well.
The human plagiarism.
Yeah. It's like a disease. But I would like to end on a more positive note. April. Game of Thrones. Season 4 is coming. Have you seen the trailer? It looks impeccable. If you read the books and you've seen the trailer, you're just going giddy about all.
For anybody
the stuff.
who hasn't, here is a link.
Yeah, we'll be posting the link.
Control V.
Clone Shiloh's murdered
enter.
throughout the movie. I could go for that. Yeah, there's just like an army. Like Shia LaBeouf clones himself. Like maybe
the Clone War. They can call it the Clone Wars.
Yeah. That would be the Spider-Man movie.
Shia Wars. The Clone Wars.
It's like Shia LaBeouf gets like a terminal disease, and instead of Breaking Bad, he just starts cloning himself because he's so narcissistic. He's like, the world can't live. Like it's like, yeah, it's like,
I'm the one who Shias.
It's like he has like this huge like existentialist crisis. He's like, the world is not going to survive without me. Like, what are they going to do? I have to preserve my legacy. Like, I have to give the world this gift. And he clones himself, and then that clone's so narcissistic it clones itself again, and then there's like an army, and it becomes like pretty much. It pretty much
that sounds like an episode like the Twilight Zone,
but it's going to be
not. It should be.
It's going to be essentially that with like a bunch of Shia LaBeoufs, but they're pretty much zombies.
Yeah.
So it's just like this whole like World War Z scenario of this plague of Shia LaBeoufs, and people are just like having to headshot and kill them.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I want to direct that movie. Hollywood. You have my number. Call me. Louis said there could only be one. Dude, put that together with the Highlander reboot. You got yourself.
LaBeouf-lander.
Yeah.
The Shia-lander. Shia-lander.
Born to
and then he's just going to get hit with constant plagiarism.
Yeah.
Copy like, cease and desist, you son of a bitch.
Well, then they could just throw him in the the Phoenix Wright game.
Yeah.
Just getting sued.
Shia.
Oh, man.
Shia Wright.
But yeah, if you're not caught up with Game of Thrones, you only got 3 months, so you should have adequate time.
I agree, Anonymous.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. That movie needs to be great. Yes, it does. Somebody, I'm going to start a Kickstarter, and we're going to make that movie.
Yeah, $10. We need $10
yeah, right.
to go buy some soda, some beer, so we can be drunk enough to make this movie happen. Do it. I bought the beer. I just need a refund.
Yeah, right. No, we need $30 to buy colored ink so that we can print out Shia LaBeouf masks. And we're just gonna.
We can get that 1,000 for one deal at the Office Max.
Yeah. And lots of corn syrup for fake blood.
And money to combat the plagiarism scandals.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, since Bobby Beetle isn't here, just in case you didn't notice, I just want to say that I'm very proud of him, and I feel like a father whose child has just graduated from high school or college or grade school, whatever.
But don't have enough money to give him his own car.
But not even that. No, like you gave
him like a Massimo watch from Target.
But I feel like
here's your graduation.
I feel like even better. Like you gave him the greatest gift of all. You gave him the gift of Game of Thrones. Yeah. Bobby Beetle has just after.
Oh yeah,
yes,
okay. I didn't know where you were going with this. I was like, did he do something that I'm not aware of?
He did something.
He have sex with a girl. A real
Shia LaBeouf.
A real girl.
But basically,
Bobby Beetle and the real girl.
And basically, he had only watched the first 2 episodes, and then he got Ned's death spoiled, and then he didn't want to watch it, and then all of a sudden he watched the first 2 seasons, and then the 3rd season. So all of a sudden he's
already caught up with the 3rd season?
Yeah, he's caught up with all of Game of Thrones, and I couldn't be more proud.
Dude, like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
A month ago.
Exactly.
He was like, fuck this show.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to watch it anymore.
You spoiled Sean Bean's death for me. Like, okay, first of all, that dude's been dying in movies since like 1987.
As spoiler for Sean Bean is John Bean not dying.
Yeah.
That's was like, oh my god, he lived through the end credits. But yeah, so I don't know, like all of a sudden now he's just like quoting, Game of Thrones. Yeah. I'm just like, my heart grew 2 sizes larger. And it was amazing. Anonymous said, or one and clone him using green screen. Oh, for Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
I really do want to make that movie. I think that movie would be epic. Just like a zombie Shia LaBeouf infestation.
It'd be like World War Z
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf Z. World War Shia.
I want to have
plagiarism.
just like how Matthew Fox was in there for he made it was supposed to be a real
I'm a
role.
helicopter pilot.
Yeah, he made that
Write him out.
that 2-minute cameo. I want Josh Holloway to make a similar one, and he's wearing a mask, and all you can see is his bottom chin. And everyone's like, "Oh my god, you got Josh Holloway for this movie?" And then he's not in it for the rest of the movie.
How disenfranchising must that have been? To where I was in one of the most applauded TV shows of all time.
Yeah,
Lost. And I'm a helicopter pilot on a Brad Pitt movie. I see Brad Pitt for 2 minutes of the movie, and then I get written out.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is I think they filmed the scenes.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
But I mean, it's just the fact that
it feels like a fall from grace or a slap in the face. Who does this guy keep pissing off?
To me, it's more just sad because because I mentioned before he was in Speed Racer and Alex Cross. Then all of a sudden and this was Brad Pitt's highest grossing movie. He was finally a part of something, great. Well, not great, but good. Very good. Better than expected. And then, nope. Sorry, Matthew Fox.
Yeah,
you gotta be an Alex Cross, too. War S. What the LaBeouf? Nice. That's awesome.
It needs to be more plagiaristic, though.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
it can't be a Shia LaBeouf movie without plagiarism.
What is the whole thing? I'm just gonna get the entire screenplay for World War Z, and I'm just gonna cross out where it says zombies and just write in Shia LaBeouf. And I'm gonna
say zombies in the title.
Well, what? No, but in the actual screenplay.
Oh,
I'm just gonna do the.
They're piling on top.
I'm gonna
of
do the word find. You can do the find and
cure.
replace, and it just replaces his name with that. And then I'm gonna make millions of dollars. I'm gonna live it up with Quaaludes, and then I'm gonna get sued and have to pay all the money back.
Where are you gonna get the Quaaludes from?
I'm gonna have to reinvent them.
You're gonna call Pfizer and hey, start making these.
I'm gonna call Leonardo DiCaprio because apparently he's got a stash of them.
Oh, does he?
He has it on the shelf where his Oscar should be.
Oh God! Helps him sleep at night.
And every time
he falls asleep to wake up to make sure he's awake, he has to spin a little ring.
It's like every Oscar season he doesn't win, he pops another one in his mouth and just cries himself to sleep.
He pops one in his mouth and spins the top.
Yeah. What's that? LaBoufception. Oh my God! Imagine a LaBouf inside a LaBouf until you get into unconstructed LaBouf space.
Inside Even Stevens, every character in that show is Shia LaBeouf.
Inside of Optimus Prime's consciousness. Inside of an explosion that never stops.
Oh God!
That's not a world I want to live in.
LaBeouf burger.
You know what would be funny? If that Nymphomaniac movie ended up being really good, and Shia LaBeouf ended up being really excellent in it.
But then it'll give him reason to pull a Joaquin Phoenix.
Well, not only that, but it's but he's destroyed so much goodwill that no one gives him any credit for it. They just refuse to acknowledge that it was good.
Yeah, but Hollywood's pretty forgiving. I mean, Woody Allen just got an Oscar. That guy's a child molester.
Woody Allen?
Yeah, he molested his kids back in the day.
I know, Roman Polanski.
Well, yeah, he raped a 14-year-old girl.
Oh, okay, but I never heard about Woody
fled
Allen.
to fucking Romania or some shit like that. Estonia. Someplace that doesn't extradite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess if they can forgive him for that, they can forgive Shia LaBeouf.
Well, check it out. Mia Farrow, and I think it was their, he married his stepdaughter on Top Daughter. His Asian stepdaughter.
Some Game of Thrones shit right there.
Yeah, there's a 30-year gap or something. I don't know if it's that big, but it's...
Wow. I have been informed.
Yeah.
I feel kind of dirty now, knowing that knowledge.
Yeah.
It's just creepy. I never knew that. I don't know. That was
that's what I'm saying. It's one of those...
You've rocked my foundation, sir.
Yeah. So people are oh yeah, he's this celebrated director. That may be to me, it's the whole stigma. It's the R. Kelly pissing on a underage girl stigma.
Yeah.
I don't care how great these guys he sounds on a song. I'm never listening to Let Me Ride I'm not. Yeah, I know we were singing it the other day. But I was singing that song with you because we were in the moment. I didn't want to ruin the moment. But while we were singing I Believe I Can Fly, I was thinking of R. Kelly peeing on a young, innocent girl.
I'll just make this counter-argument. Okay, so a now defunct podcast, Spill, one of the hosts on their Cyrus, people kind of mention that, they'll throw Mel Gibson in there with his anti-Semitic comments, or even the guy who played Kramer making those racist remarks. And it's for him, it's the person is despicable. You make no excuse for them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the art that they make is,
No, I don't.
Impressive.
I don't disagree.
But I mean, it's he's saying you can still enjoy it for what it's worth, despite the fact that it was created by someone who's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's also that, but. How do I say this without kind of being offensive? What But it's not really offensive, but it may seem a little ignorant at the same time. I mean, it's one thing to be like anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
But you're not really acting on anything. It's more of like an opinion. Like, okay, you don't like Jews.
Yeah.
Fine. But you're not really you're not going out on your, like, at least of what we know of Mel Gibson. He's not going out on the weekends and, like, dragging a Jewish dude in the back of his pickup down a dirt road in the middle of nowhere. You know? You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude ruined a 7-year-old's childhood.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Mel Gibson, yeah, he said some pretty horrible things to his ex-wife, who was trying to get money from him anyways. You know, she's a pretty scummy person anyway. You know, she was divorcing him just for the money.
Yeah.
I would be mad too. I wouldn't be like him mad, like, you dumb bitch, I'm gonna... What did he say?
Said,
I'm gonna bury you in my rose garden.
Bury you in the rose garden.
You're gonna be fertilizer, you whore.
You're gonna look beautiful in death.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that's okay. Well, that aside, I mean, that wasn't really the point, though. The point was like, okay, even like Woody Allen, like you would still watch a Woody Allen movie and enjoy it despite Woody Allen doing what he did. It's not.
Yeah,
really, it's not really like the nature or the severity of the offense. It was just the fact that, you know, just separating the person that does the shit from what they've created. It's like, those are like two separate entities. It's like one of those things where it's like, well, you don't want to support it because it feels like you're supporting that person, which, you know, okay, I can see the validity in that argument.
Yeah.
But he was just kind of saying, like, you know, I could still enjoy this as a piece of art despite the fact that the artist is a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, okay, I guess what my point is, well, just my personal view, anything with kids, anything bad with kids is pretty much where I draw the line.
Yeah.
So if Woody Allen was like some misogynistic dude, okay,
Yeah.
I could kind of deal with that. But this is kids we're talking about.
Yeah.
This is innocent little people with bright futures ahead of them when they're raised in the right way.
Yeah.
I can't support someone like that. You know, just like the dudes that we watch in jail. Like, if somebody like the dudes that you knew that are out there in that building made some incredible movie, knowing full well their crime and everything, could you go and watch that movie objectively? For me, no, definitely not.
I think that's the thing. Also, I think if you know, I think it's like your introduction. Like if you had seen the movie and then you found out about the person that made it,
well, it's too late.
But no. But I'm saying, but it might taint it. But if you knew the person, you wouldn't go out of your way to go watch that.
Exactly.
You're like, I want no part of that.
That's my point. Is just like, you know, I loved I Believe I Can Fly. It was a movie that pretty much grew up in. That was my childhood. It was Space Jam.
Yeah.
Fucking Space Jam. So there's that song. So that song always stuck with me. It was part of my childhood. Blah blah blah. But then that whole incident happened, and I was like somewhere around my teens, and I kind of grew up, you know, it was more of my parents' ideals, but as I grew up, it still kind of stuck with me, and it's still one of those things, like, now that I have my own kids and everything like that, it's like, yeah, that guy's kind of a scumbag, and who knows what he's still doing now, just being more careful about it, you know? So
basically no post-Chocolate Factory R. Kelly.
Exactly. No cross-up to Jay-Z. Well, actually, he had a falling out with Jay-Z during that whole tour as well. They're not even buddies anymore, so there's more reason to dislike him. But,
when you make Hova mad, who would Jay-Z be in Star Wars?
Jay-Z? Maybe he would be Senator Palpatine, because he's one pretty ugly motherfucker. He's pretty fucking ugly. I mean, he landed a pretty good-looking woman, but let's be honest, she's from Texas. How do you go wrong with the lady from Texas? You can't. That's my point.
I love that's like your only parallel. It's not like, well, it's like Senator Palpatine kind of raps.
He must be one hell of a nice guy. That's all I can say.
You mean Beyonce's
a
guy?
pretty beautiful woman.
Oh, he beat Vader. Perfect. Luke, I am the Jigga Man.
I am D to the Vader.
Not the person. The Rockefeller Death Star.
D to the AR. V to the Ader.
Fix me up another gin and tonic. It's about to get ugly. Set the course to Cloud City.
That's my spaceship. Fill my fourth death script.
Impressive. Now release your anger. You must.
I got 99 problems and a Skywalker's like 50 of them. That's really long. Kind of doesn't rhyme, but I like it.
But that would be so perfect though, because I would imagine that's how Vader would try to rap.
Yeah.
With a lot of like breaths in between, like. I got 99 problems and Skywalker's like 50 of them.
the stormtroopers or like 99 of them.
You know who should play?
They can't hit. What's wrong with our target practice program?
The kid from Malcolm in the Middle should play him.
What, Frankie Muniz?
No, not Frankie Muniz.
What is that kid's name?
The kid with the glasses.
Stewie. Stewart, I don't know.
I don't know his name.
I don't fucking remember.
I don't know. He has like the asthma.
My brother, Beetle. He hated when I would make fun of that kid.
Oh,
well, I would
really?
make fun of him, but I knew that, like, because we grew up watching that show.
Darth Z.
Dewey, there you go. Because what's the little boy's name? I thought he had a similar sound.
Yeah, Dewey's the youngest kid's name, but that's not the kid I'm thinking of.
I thought the black kid in the wheelchair had a similar sounding name.
Yeah. Let me see here.
Yeah, see, me neither. I can't remember either. But yeah, he'd be like, "Hey, Malcolm, what are we doing today?"
His name is Stevie.
Stevie, there you go. Stevie, Dewey, same difference, sort of. But I would always talk to Beetle, like, "Hey, Bobby, how is your progress in Shadow of?" He'd be like, "Shut up! Shut up! Shut the fuck up!"
We should do one podcast.
Of the Colossus. Oh, there. God, I'm annoying myself just saying that. I can't.
The next podcast, Beatles side, we should open it like that and see how long he can take before he just loses it.
Yeah, he'd be like, "God, shut up!"
He'd just be like, "Fuck this, I'm done."
Yeah.
I'd rather go back to work.
Oh man, this is crazy. This has gone on for a long
time. I wanted to end it on somewhat of a high note after hitting some dark topics. But I'll see if my people can get in contact with Mr. Booth so we can see if we can get World War S and get that project rolling. And Game of Thrones. Check it out. It's amazing. And be sure to check us out. Punching the Walls of Reality. This episode will be available in podcast format on Wednesday on punchingthewallsreality.com. Check out the Facebook page. Oh, this is one thing. For all of you that are listening right now, I should have said this at the beginning when everybody was listening. But you should follow us.
I think everybody's still listening.
Well, Melanie had to go.
Oh.
But follow us on Mixlr, because sometimes, we change the days between Monday and Tuesday, and we try to update you guys on Facebook, but obviously we know you gotta grease a few palms on Facebook to get your post out. So if you follow us on Mixlr, you'll get alerted via email when we go live. So that way, just in case you missed the post and it's like, "Oh my God, I need my Straight Outta Austin. Where are you guys, man?"
Yeah, we also have Spreaker, but we don't get as many people, if any, on the chat there as we do on Mixlr.
Yeah, but my point is that this will send you a message, so you'll know that we're live.
Right.
So that way you're alerted. It's kind of not really bypass, but kind of as like a fail-safe because Facebook is not as reliable as I wish it was.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg, looking at you, bro.
Oh no.
But yeah, there you go. Luis needs his fix. He wants some Straight Outta Austin right in the vein. We're also available in Quaalude format.
Yeah.
And Anonymous, thanks for the follow, bro.
Yes, cool.
I'm
tweaking.
And nice. But so be sure to listen for next week for the next word in the passphrase, so you too can win a Blu-ray copy of the Dark Ray trilogy.
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but this is episode 98. We've been doing this for about almost 2 years now.
Yeah, we got 98 episodes.
98 episodes under our belt. We've been doing this. We haven't missed a week. And when there was a week we couldn't do it, we would do an episode.
We just used a time machine.
Yeah, time machine. We did the Rip Hunter thing.
Yeah. That.
Yeah, he's a DC time traveler.
The second word is Shia LaBeouf. Maybe
I will shoot myself if that is. So anyways, episode 100 is in another 2 weeks. I believe it's at the end of the month. So please tune in. Tell your friends to tune in. It's going to be a landmark episode for us. And
tell your friends to tell their friends.
It'd be nice to have like 20 people listening just for that landmark episode and just have like the chat flooded.
If we can get to the double digits, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
If you get to 20...
20 is my like... You know how like when people do Kickstarter, like, yeah, we're trying to raise 5,000, but if we raise 30,000, you get all this other cool stuff. Like that's it. Like we want 10 or 11, let's go for 20. But if we get 20, then I don't know. I'll be happy. I'll drink less coffee.
If we get 20, I'll personally autograph a copy of your podcast.
I'll buy your pull list for the week or something. I don't know.
Don't make claims you can't keep.
I can't. I'll pick a person, and then
maybe you'll buy a
comic
from their pull list.
Shout outs to Tribe Comics for giving me Mouse Guard as well. I know nobody from there is probably listening, unless Anonymous is part of Tribe CAG, but...
That would be interesting if he was.
I'm going to be reviewing it later this week.
He was the Tribe.
And shout outs to Eric, because he's a cool dude, and Tribe is awesome. So, and it's close to my house.
Drink more coffee.
Yes.
Free
I'm
ice.
actually drinking.
There you go. That's what we're going to give out.
I have 42 ounces of coffee.
If we get 200 listeners, you can come to my house at any time, and I will give you free ice. As long as I have ice in my
you always
ice
have
thing.
Ice.
Exactly.
There's always ice in there.
Well, there you go. Because I keep the party cool.
So if Ice actually comes over and visits us, he can stay in the freezer. Because
Yes.
there's plenty of ice for Ice.
He can have an ice bath.
There you go.
And he can have an iced tea.
So anyways.
He could have an ice cube.
Anyways.
And we could kick some ice.
Shut up!
Room temperature ice.
Oh my god.
It's my favorite of all. Quenches my thirst. And with that, this is Prometheus.
This is Agamemnon.
And this has been Straight
Outta
Austin! Thanks for listening, everybody.
It's not the east or the west side.
No, it's not.
It's not the north or the south side.
No, it's not.
It's the dark side.
You are correct.
In front of the empire, to all you Vader haters out there, we'll blow your planet up.
What does thy meaning, my master?
It's a disaster, Skywalker, we're after.
What if he can be turned to the dark side?
Yes, he'd be a powerful ally, another dark Jedi.
He will join us or die. We got Death Star. 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 And you know that we got it.
Death Star.
And you know that we got it.
Death Star. Get your ass over here right now. Come monkey around that damn land speeder. Where them two droids I asked you to clean, boy? You clean your room?
I'm glowing. I know I'm on probation. I clean the droids when I go to the Hashi station. I gotta lay away on the power converter, but now you're treating me like a scruffy nerf herder.
Use the force to run to take a ball, run to take a ball. Use the force to run to take a ball, run to take a ball.
I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. I'm older than older. Thought I told ya. Don't realize that we not by my side. You won't believe your eyes. What's the X-Wing rise?
Yoda, why you being a player hater? You know that I still must confront Lord Vader.
But Luke, not ready are you?
But there's a city in the clouds where they keep on my crew. A Jedi's gotta do what a Jedi's gotta do. So now, Vader, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, that's right, R2. I just set a new course. We're going to Cloud City. It's a mighty good gin and tonic, which makes me up another.
It's about to get bumpy.
Impressive. Now release your anger. You must have sensed that your friends are in danger.
Oh, I just slice off my hand.
It's imperative that you understand. Obi-Wan would never bother. Tell me too about your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
Then there's something I must reveal. Then I'm your father. 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 I'm your father.
Knock him out the box, Luke. Knock him out. Knock him out the box, Luke. Knock him out. Knock him out the box, Luke. Knock him out. Knock him out the box, Luke. Knock him out. Knock him out the box, Luke.
Alright, thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, tune in next week. Same bat time. Same bat kill!